We have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers may now be facing severe penalization for their actions with Aspiration Inc. and all the shady things that they did to get Kawhi Leonard on the Clippers, such as circumventing the cap and paying Kawhi under the table and doing some things in terms of moving money around to get Kawhi Leonard paid more so he could leave Toronto and ultimately sign with the Los Angeles Clippers. Now Kawhi and Steve Ballmer may be up against it. Now the Los Angeles Clippers may be facing some things that will, well, some harsh things at that will slow them down and derail them and ultimately hurt them altogether as a franchise. So let's get into it, y'all. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So I'm going to tell you Kawhi Leonard's potential serious punishments that may be coming about from the NBA, and this was reported by the New York Times. So here goes the potential penalties for Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers for circumventing the cap. Kawhi Leonard's penalties could be they could void his contract and prohibit him from re-signing with the Los Angeles Clippers. What does that mean? Well, if his contract is voided, that means A, he won't be paid his max contract that he's currently on. B, if Kawhi's contract is voided, we all know that Kawhi's a max player right now, but we all know that he has not really been who he was. So not only will Kawhi Leonard forfeit his max contract, he probably won't sign another max contract. Now, he'll still get paid because he's Kawhi Leonard, but will he get paid what he's getting paid now? I highly doubt it. Next, Kawhi Leonard would be required to return the money that he was received from Aspiration, which is a whole lot of money. It was $28 million per year, and he's been with the Clippers for 5 years now, which means he would have to pay $28 million for all 5 seasons that he was with the Los Angeles Clippers. That is a shit ton of money that Kawhi Leonard would have to give back to Aspiration. So he would lose his current contract and he would have to pay back everything that he was given from Aspiration. Okay. Also, he would face a fine of up to $350K, which is the least of his worries because 358 or 350K. Okay. Trey just commented and said 140 M's. Kawhi could care less about 350K when he would have to give back 140 million. And also, he will be losing his current contract, which is a max contract. All right. Also, the Clippers punishment and the personnel of the Clippers would be fined up to 7.5 million, which is whatever. Still 7.5 million, but for the Clippers, they could care less. They would have to forfeit draft picks. Now, this is where things would get real tricky for the Clippers. And as you guys know, there was a scandal with Joe Smith back in the day. And this is with Joe Smith with the Timberwolves. And this is what happened. I'll give you guys kind of the rundown on what exactly it was. Joe Smith signed with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the team basically lowballed his contract and paid him under the table. And they gave him a massive, lucrative long-term deal that circumvented the salary cap. And, well, the NBA found out about this because it's like, how do you get a guy that's this good at this rate? And they eventually fined the Minnesota Timberwolves $3.5 million. They voided the contract. They suspended the owner, Glenn Taylor, of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and he had to leave, which eventually made way for Kevin McHale to come in. And they made, and this was what was the biggest thing of the situation, they made the Timberwolves have to forfeit 5 first-round draft picks. So that means from 2000 to 2005, the Minnesota Timberwolves could not get a first round draft pick. And a lot of people wonder why Kevin Garnett's tenure with the Minnesota Timberwolves was so hellacious and just trash. It's because they couldn't draft any first round picks to put new talent next to Kevin Garnett. So can you guys imagine what this will be like for the Clippers, who have, for the most part of their franchise history, been garbage? For the most part of their history, have been in poverty, and then they signed Paul George, they signed Kawhi Leonard, and they finally get some momentum, only to get caught circumventing the cap and now have to forfeit all these picks in a row. We don't know how many picks it would be, but based off history with the Clippers lost 5 picks, or the Timberwolves lost 5 picks, so I can only imagine that the Clippers would lose somewhere around 5 draft picks. First round draft picks at that. So we'll just have to see what it is. But at this moment in time, that is one of the penalties. We know that the Clippers can lose up to $7.5 million. We know that they will forfeit draft picks. And also, the next thing that will happen is the NBA would suspend Steve Ballmer or other team personnel for up to a year and fine them personally $1 million each. So, Steve Ballmer, you're up against it as well. These are the current potential penalties for the Clippers and for Kawhi Leonard. You guys talk to me in the comment section. Let me know if this is fair. Let me know if this is unjust and that the NBA should not be fining Kawhi Leonard or Steve Ballmer, or that any of these people should be suspended, or that the Clippers as an organization should not have to forfeit draft picks. Let me know how you guys feel in the comment section. Other than that, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. It has been real. LeVar Baller said the Clippers are going to clip. I agree. This is just really some typical Clippers shit. And, well, that's where we're at with it. All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all on the flip side. It has been real. It has been fun. Talk to me in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this video. We out.